Beautiful people, the time is now. It is Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, and welcome back to Breaking Ground, the Coffee Break Live. We have been having a week, um, which we started off with some mindfulness meditation, and we carried on with like a check-in conversation yesterday, and we ended yesterday with do that shit. So if you weren't here, the affirmation yesterday was do that shit. We hashtag do that shit, and you just do that shit. Literally, it was us talking about grounding yourself in whatever it was that you were going to do for yourself yesterday. And I hope that we continue to carry that on today. So today I was leaning one way and then leaning another day, or another way, but I wanted to, this morning, I felt like I woke up swinging, but I woke up swinging to make sure that I felt well and that I was doing things to be well. And that's because all day yesterday, I felt like a dark cloud was over my head. I was in a funk, felt low, just sad, and did not want to do anything and was forced to do things. So for today, I was like, I'm going to do everything that it takes for me to make sure I'm at least starting my day off on the right foot. One of those things being, and I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. So the alarm went off at 6. 6 hit, I snoozed, then I ended it. I was like, okay, turn off. I'm not getting out the bed yet. I don't want to. 6:45, I finally get out the bed. I get dressed. I go take my walk. And I'm like, oh, I'm walking. And I start to feel the burn. So I start walking faster up the hill. My parents, like where they live, the street is a hill. So I'm walking uphill and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go down further. So I kept walking past the point where I started walking before. And I'm like, no, you're actually going to do the workout because you told people live last week that you were going to resume your workouts with Brenda. And guess what I did? I didn't make it to Brenda's workout, but I did her on-demand workout. Same thing, kicked my ass. Kicked my whole ass. And I feel good. I feel I will be sore tomorrow. It's all good. I've been drinking my water. Jesus turned water into wine, so now I'm drinking some wine because it is the afternoon. Not that time really mattered. And this is just where I am on my Wellness Wednesday. How dare I forget? So I told y'all that I shared something with y'all from this book, but choose wonder over worry. I read some of this book this morning. I read a good 20-something pages this morning. So really, I was doing everything I could to ground myself in wellness. How could I forget that? That was a great start to the morning. While I was walking, listening to a podcast. The point of this is reminding yourself of what it means for you to be well and actually do those things that you say make you feel good. So I'm in a very good space. I repurposed a meal that I had made and had in the fridge, added some shrimp to the pasta, and here we are. It is 1 o'clock. It is raining. It is a beautiful rain, a restful rain, one that will push you to reflect, one that will push you to rest, I hope, and actually just close your eyes and feel like you can just be without having to do anything else. So I say all of that to say, we just finished our grade level meetings for next year with my school, and an exercise that our grade level chair just did was having us focus on some words and affirm them. And when I tell you, I text Taylor during the meeting and I was like, I'm coming out swinging. And I did, because there were 3 words that I chose from the image that she put. And I chose safe, worthy, and powerful. Those were my 3 words. But the word that I shared out was safe. And you were supposed to start the sentence with I am and then insert the word that you saw. So I wrote that I am affirming that I am safe. What brought that to mind was the meditation that we did on Monday and how she affirmed during that meditation, I am safe. You are safe. It was very important to name that for me and name that for the people in the room. I'm transitioning to a grade level that is not predominantly Black, which I wasn't fully aware of. So that is a shift. That is a shift for me, and it made me want to be more intentional on which one I shared. Because of course I could have shared I'm worthy, but was that going to have the impact on how I'm actually feeling and how I have been feeling over the past few weeks? No. So it's all about being open and honest about where I am. And before I have you share an affirmation or tell us how you're doing, I want to read the post that I actually was intending on leading with today, which says, "Hey, Black girl, you do not have to explain your Black experience to your white coworkers. You do not have to train your coworkers. You do not have to take time out of your workday to explain the pain of having Black skin, children, partners, husbands, parents, or experiences." So let's sit there. What are we thinking from that one? And go ahead, Quay.
I'm actually am so glad that this is where this is going, because like I have been feeling crazy the past couple of days with the amount of like text messages and emails that I've been getting from white colleagues, white friends about like their take on what's happening. And like I've had a couple conversations with just other colleagues, like how do I handle this issue? Like how do I handle, what am I supposed to say? That's really kind of what I'm what I'm feeling right now. Is what am I like? What kind of response am I supposed to feel like? Like, am I supposed to feel comfortable with giving? And I haven't been responding. I don't feel like I should have to respond. I don't feel like I am deemed to respond at a point right now. And like I just kind of been just like floating in this space of like what is going on. Like there's already so much going on, and it's like now I have to have these face-to-face conversations with people that I don't want to like address with yet, not just yet, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm actually really excited to hear where everybody's take on that too.
Thank you for sharing, Quentin, for being transparent. So what are we thinking? I wrote it in the chat so you can read it again and reflect on it a little bit, because that's the direction that I was planning on taking today. Joanne, I see you trying to unmute yourself. Go ahead.
I take it like we know, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I take it like we don't owe anybody an explanation of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how people say, I'm a good person. Like, as a good person, I'm so busy being a good person, I don't have to say I'm a good person. So to walk in my Blackness, I don't have to reiterate it with a conversation, and I don't have to meet you where you're at on your level of consciousness and understanding of who I am.
Yeah.
To validate your ideology of what Black woman is. I'm too busy being. So I'm gonna save that energy of an explanation and just turn that inward and just glow on and just show you rather than tell you. Like I don't have to stop what I'm doing mid-pace, mid-stride and explain, who I am. For pity or what, for understanding? I don't need your understanding. I'm too busy being and shining in mine, and I'm raising my daughter to be that way. It's like taming thunder, but whatever. But it comes with it is what it is, and I know it, so I respect it, and I don't have to explain that to anybody.
Yes, Joanne. Another word. I'm loving it. So I felt like when I opened Instagram, because I was really intentional on not opening it too early, and I didn't open Instagram before I read this book. I think it was after I put the book down to carry on with getting dressed and things like that, I opened Instagram and saw this message, or saw this post rather. And I was like, if this is not on time, because last night I received a lengthy message on Facebook asking me to support somebody who was experiencing racism for the first time, or overwhelmed by racism for the first time. And I didn't feel like extending my sympathy. I could empathize, but I didn't feel bad. And it wasn't a Black person, so let me say that. So I think that that I really, I was so frustrated. It was a white person reaching out on the behalf of another person of color, a non-Black person of color, and I was exhausted, even just after reading a message, to the point where all I could do was screenshot the message, send it to the couple of people that I sent it to, and close it back. I was like, this gets no response from me because I am tired, and that is all I could say. Like, I'm tired from having read the message. I'm tired from even having to think about the components of it. I can't support you right now. I can't support you. The only people I have room to support are the people in this virtual room right now. Show up to this space if you want. See what our experience is, because they're not the same. They may overlap in different ways, but your experience is not what we are going through right now. And that is why there is such a shift and such a focus that I am appreciative of people starting to see on the Black experience in racism in America. Nonetheless, Sika just said, ain't gotta say a thing to none. Yes, Sika. Yes, not a thing. So, whew, I want us all to take like a huge exhale. So right now, actually, not even just an exhale, we are going to do a quick breathing exercise before we continue with our conversation. It's one that I love to calm me down. It's 4, 7, and then 8. You're going to inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. And then we are going to continue with how we're feeling. I just want to like calm the nervous system a little bit, because that's where I am. I feel the jitters resurfacing into my shoulders and I don't need it. So walk with me. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale big for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is what we call the 4, 7, 8 breath. It is amazing. It is calming. You can do it as many times as you want. Mind whether or not you become lightheaded because of that hold. You may be able to feel some lightness in your head. That is because you are calming the nervous system. You're bringing more oxygen into your blood. And that is one of the surest ways that I de-escalate children. I de-escalate myself when I am mindful that I am getting escalated, or feeling as though I'm a little all over the place. So insert that into your regular deep breathing practices when you need. So how are we feeling? What is an affirmation that you are bringing to yourself today? I already shared that I am safe, I am worthy, I am powerful. I'm not typically one who makes affirmations more than intentions, but it is a practice that is helpful, especially in meditation, or if you are feeling like you're leaning towards more negative emotions. It's important to tackle those things head on, and like take control of that narrative. So if you are having the negative thought that I feel unsafe, because quite frankly, I do feel unsafe when I'm coming across white people, or when, and more recently, I'm walking up the street by myself and my parents live in a neighborhood where it is a plethora of white people. I don't know who's driving in these tinted trucks and cars. I do have the legitimate fear that somebody might try and run me over on the street. It is something that has crossed my mind multiple times. It's something that's causing me anxiety, but I cannot walk in fear. I cannot continue to prevent, like, I want to feel good. So that means I need to just suck it up and go walk, but it's something that I'm also aware of. So that's why the affirmation of I am safe is of the utmost importance to me today. So what is something that you are noticing that is bringing you, that is a negative thought in your mind, that you can turn it around, change your narrative, and affirm it for yourself? You could write in the chat if you don't want to share out loud. Quay, you could go ahead.
I kind of similar to you, like I have been feeling very like non-trustworthy, like non-trusting to, like, I don't know who to trust when it comes down to like people of the opposite race. It's really hard for me to find the genuineness in what people are saying to me, because there's so many things that people are saying, and it's like, are you saying that because you're my friend? Are you saying that because you want sympathy from me? Are you saying that because you feel bad? Like, are you supposed to even feel bad? Like, I don't even know how I'm supposed to be recepting this on myself. Like, this is new for, it's not that this is new for all of us, but like, this is yet another hit of new emotions that are built upon previous emotions that we are still trying to figure out how to process. And so it's kind of like, I'm at a point where like I'm having a really hard time finding out like who's genuine and who's not. Like, I'm finding myself like gearing more towards like my Black friends and moving away from my white friends. And like, I don't know if that's good or bad or what. Like, I don't know. So yeah, like I would love to figure out how to flip that around and be more receptive, but like, right now I don't know who to trust.
So one way that you can flip it though is, and thank you for sharing and thank you for your transparency, because I don't know, I can speak for myself and say I feel the same way. I feel like I need to stay within my community right now. I need to look for houses within Black communities right now. I need a Black mayor. I need Black leadership. I need to continue being a social worker and a teacher for an incoming Black social work intern. Like, I need to help you grow. These are the things that I'm thinking. I need to be surrounded by Blackness. It's not to disregard the other shades of melanin, but to say that this is what I need now to feel safe, to feel well, to feel like I can trust. So for you, I would say you can affirm that I am trusting, I can trust, because you are turning to those places where you are. You made it here today. I'm trusting of this space. That's a big thing. So I just want to, one, clap it up for you because you made it and you're coming to where you have a sense of safety, you have a sense of trust, you know where you can get the resources from, and continue to give yourself a pat on the back for that. Like, you're not doing anything wrong. None of us are. When we are retreating to what we know, not new, no past tense. Who else? How we feeling?
To add to kind of what you were saying, I think that something that I've been going through is just questioning, like, if you were kind of saying, like, I don't know if this is right or if I don't know if this is wrong. And I think I've been questioning a lot of things about if I've done enough, you know, in the past. I work with a lot of Black male students in higher education, and whether or not I'm doing enough for them and any of the students of color I come across. And so one way I've been trying to flip it, and by talking to other people and them saying, like, no, you're doing great work, is being able to tell myself that and say, you know, like, I'm doing my best, you know, and all those types of things. So just reminding yourself that you're doing the best you can. Like you said, a lot of the things that are happening are still new, trying to navigate how to we've always been in white spaces, but now we're in like white spaces where people are demanding things of us that we're just like, you're asking me, what can you do better? Like, go find out for yourself what you can do better. Like, why are you asking me that? If you actually cared, you would be, you know, researching that kind of stuff yourself. And so I think that part is really difficult in navigating, like, what is my role as a person of color in moving this agenda forward? And then what role should I be telling you what your role is? And if I do, you know, do people feel safe to be able to say that in the spaces that they're in? Like, people want to be able to keep their jobs and, you know, things like that. And there's a real fear out there of, like, if I actually tell you how I feel, am I fired after that? Because that's a real question. If I actually respond to you the way that I want to respond, like, will I still have my job? And are you going to do something about it? Otherwise, it's pointless. Like, what's the point of me telling you if you're not going to do anything about it? So I've kind of been trying to not be so hard on myself and tell myself that I'm doing a good job. And also, like, affirmation for myself just in general, not just in this climate, but in general, is just trying to be slow to anger, because like, some of the anger is fine, you know, if that's how you feel. But I think that I like for myself to be slow to anger because I don't want to feel how it makes me feel to be angry. You know what I mean? Not because of how it makes other people feel or anything like that, but it doesn't feel good to me to be angry. Mm-hmm. So that as well.
Thank you, Paris. That everything you just said is so important, and your affirmation of being slow to anger and how you're still acknowledging, like, being angry is okay, but for you it is not. Goes back to our foundational question that I love to bring up. What does it mean for you to be well? So I think that it is so important that you said that. You're acknowledging and affirming for other people. Like, if you are feeling anger, awesome. That is where you are right now, and that is valid and it's fine. But for me, I don't want to stay there. I can't stay there because I don't feel good when it happens. So yeah, that is like a key takeaway. What does it mean for you to be well? And are you doing something, or are you feeling something that does not tie into that? So Chrissy, Give me a moment because I'm about to read Chrissy's message out loud. I'm tired. I'm tired of thinking of the right things, the wrong things, to help, to not to help. If I'm limiting my consumption, I know that I should, but I am limiting too much and not showing up enough for the movement in my community. If I'm choosing to not engage or participate, what does that mean? And am I judged? I don't know. Chrissy, I feel the same way, girl.
Courtney, can I speak on that?
Yes, Taylor, please, because it's a word.
Chrissy and Kamantia, like, I hear y'all completely, and I feel for you because I think that was a lot that was making me feel like outside myself the past couple of days. It's like this pressure of, you know, being a leader in the community and being a part of organizations that stand for like uplifting the Black community. Like, where is my place in this? And your place is to feel the feels. You are a person too.
Yeah.
You come out and do what you want when you're ready to. Do not feel pressured to do it for you. I didn't realize this until I was with my family last night and we were like sitting down just having conversations amongst one another. Like, protest is just to be against things that you don't believe in. So it does not mean that you have to do what Instagram is telling you to do. You do not have to do what friends tell you to do. You don't have to respond to anybody at work. You feel your feels, and when you are ready to make your decisions, your spirit will guide you to do so. You are doing everything that you can the best way you know how, and the best way that you can do it in a healthy space. Do not allow everything that's happening on in the world and the chaos to influence your actions, because that's what's happening right now. It's a lot of chaos. But when there's a calm after this storm, there's going to be consequences for people's actions. So move when you're ready to. Don't feel pressured to have to now all of a sudden educate yourself and educate others and do the most and do the least. Like, just feel the feels. Like, feel the feels and like trust your instinct and trust your gut.
And to build on what Taylor just said, because it was everything. You are already showing up in the work that you do, educating Black and brown children. So I'm gonna just affirm you there, because you are doing what you can. And what we do is already exhausting. So for both of you. How we feeling, Fadia?
I'm feeling good. I mean, yesterday I shut down everything. I went home. I had my afternoon sessions. Right now, I'm so overwhelmed with the kids at the hospital that are being diagnosed with cancer that this whole thing that's happening in the world, it's like it's just a lot. And I was like, I needed to kind of stay away a little bit to, like, even my family. I'm like, I'm not answering phone calls. I finally like responding to phone calls today, and they're like, what's going on? I was like, I have to take a break. Like, the message, the videos, all this stuff, it was just becoming overwhelming. And, you know, people are like, I want to hear your thoughts. And I'm like, I don't want to share my thoughts. I don't want to talk about it. And they're like, well, aren't you angry? I'm like, it has something to do with like angry. I'm like, I'm learning to process my anger in a different way. Just because I'm not out there. I mean, the fact that I couldn't go home last night, I was stuck in Connecticut because I'm worried that once I get to New York around 8 o'clock, like 9, 10 o'clock, I'm not going to be able to get home. And who's going to be in the street? Is the cops going to pull me over thinking like I'm possessed? You know, like, you know, that was my thoughts. And so I had to be like, I'm not going home. So I'm here until Thursday to go home, which was not even, you know, it was not even planned. So it's just like, and I finally answered a phone call today, and I was just like, and I vented. I was like, this is how I'm feeling. Like, you weren't about me participating and me not saying nothing, but I'm like, this is what I had to deal with yesterday. You went there. I'm like, would you been there to take me home if I needed some assistance? But you're not going to be in the street with me. So you're worrying about all this and that. It's not about like me not channeling the anger like other people are doing it. It's just I'm learning a different way to process things, and I needed to like pull away. And now I'm back at work, and I have to worry about little 2-year-old kids that are being diagnosed with cancer that might not make it. They're not gonna make it, and I have to sit here and watch them go through a treatment of something that's being, you know, they're being stick into their heart, you know, like their treatment, like that is giving me a different perspective in life. I'm playing with these little kids, and I'm like, these kids needs us, you know, and it's I don't know, it's just a lot. It's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
For me, yeah.
You were doing some heavy work.
I am, yeah. It's heavy, like seeing those kids here. I mean, today I almost was in tears today, like with one of the kids. I had to like literally hold back just to be present for them and playing and just watching them. And I'm like, look at us out here. you know, trying to have justice, and we can't, you know, like, and the fact that this thing is becoming violent is like, you know, our voice needs to be heard. We do, you know, we can, and I agree with what Taylor said, and what Paris said, like, we all don't have to, you can respond the way you want to respond when you're ready to. Like you said, your spirit will guide you. And just because you're not, you know, voicing or participating, that doesn't mean you don't care. That doesn't mean like you don't want to, you know, do something about it. It's just like finding a different way to engage. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Just something.
Yes, come on.
I just wanted to kind of vent, but also like share. I know we have a few kid people on the call, but the thing that frustrated me was it yesterday, no, Monday, when we had that day of reflection or whatever it was the fact that I voiced that I'm not ready to have a conversation with a child because I'm still like processing, you know what I'm saying? And so then came the whole, the push of, you know, well, we need to have PDs on how to be prepared. I'm like, I don't need skills on anything. Like, and I openly said that. I'm like, I'm not ready. And also, even if I was emotionally ready, everyone should not have that conversation. So the person who pushing me, you're not ready to have that conversation because what you're doing right now is looking to put your opinion, your thoughts, your feelings on these children. They need to feel, they need to speak exactly what they feel, exactly what they think. And it's not about, you know, us telling them how to feel and how to think. So that's the frustrating part for me, is this is a lot of people telling people how to feel and what to feel and what to think and how to act. And that's the frustrating piece about it.
There's a lot of that. There's even a lot of like, you know, we love our Black people, but there's even a lot of Black people who are telling other Black people how to feel. And I'm just.
So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's the Black people.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like that's not fair either, because it makes people feel bad and it makes people, you know, back away, and maybe not feel comfortable asking questions and getting really, really conflicted. And that's like even harder to feel like even your own people aren't like there to support you or have an issue with you as well. So I agree with you. It's like all over social media, people just being really, really, really judgmental as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone's not in the same place. Like everyone's not in the same place to be able to do the same thing as what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually experienced a couple of not so good comments on myself and my business because I chose not to go out and riot and protest and I had to let it be known that I'm a mother first before anything, and I am no good to my son and my daughter if I am arrested or dead or shot or yes. And so it's kind of like the fact that I even have to go that route with people who know me, who know my story, and know like that I am all my children have. It is exhausting, and I have like this really heaviness on my heart that it's like, all right, now I have to like do something. Why can't me doing something just be off the strip because I want to do it, not because I feel like people are watching me? And so I just feel like I'm being pushed and pulled in all these types of directions. It's exhausting. I'm feeling tired more. I'm feeling like just a bit like I just want to shut down more, and it's just like it's just too much. So I totally agree with you.
Our time is winding down. Zoom is giving me notifications. Thank you, Quay. All of the things that you all just said reminded me of our boundaries conversation. And I want to shift that conversation from what we were talking about with insecure to this, right? I don't want us to feel like we have to defend ourselves. When you feel like you're constantly defending yourselves, that should be a trigger to tell you that a boundary needs to be put in place. That's like a foundation of boundary setting. If you are constantly on the defense, there is something that's missing. So one of the quotes that I shared when we were talking about boundaries was, don't make somebody else's crazy about you. You don't own that. That's their problem. Let it stay with them. All right, cool. Taylor just added prioritizing your needs first, because that is too necessary. The next one, don't let people who don't matter too much matter too much. because that is still very much true in this. And sometimes we need reminders and bring these back into the forefront because too many things are happening. We're still having to navigate work. We are still having to show up in spaces that we're not ready to show up in and be present. And although jobs are giving us breaks and we're taking things, it starts to feel like a Band-Aid, and then the Band-Aid is ripped off. You didn't let the wound heal. So the last one, no is a complete sentence. We're going to stay with it. And we're going to do that shit because that's it. That is it. That is our intention for the week. We are going to do that shit. But we're also going to remember our boundaries and the things that boundaries are put in place to keep us safe. And we have to remember that our safety, our emotional safety, our intellectual safety, our physical safety are priority first. If we don't feel safe, we can't function. But that is also why the dimensions of wellness are important, because if we're not feeling emotionally well and we're not feeling physically well, guess what? I can't work. I can't focus on work. I'm gonna show up half-assed, or even you might just get 10% of me at the table, and that's just a body present in the screen. It may be not, because I might have my camera off. So these are our realities on where we are today, and right now, not sometimes. Right now, we have to be okay with where we are. That forces us to ask ourselves these questions: where am I right now? How am I feeling? How am I actually feeling? What am I doing to bring myself back to being well? What is out of balance? Other than this, what is out of balance because of this, right? So don't make somebody else's crazy your crazy. Don't let people who don't matter too much matter too much. And no is a complete sentence. And then hashtag do that shit, because you got to do whatever it is that you need to be well. So as we close, my loves, I hope that you will join me again tomorrow. Remember that 4-7-8 breath, because it saves a person, and it happens that fast. It can save you from a blow up. It can save you from an anxiety attack. It can save you from just a downward spiral. Chrissy wrote in the chat, anyone else get the Jersey Club beats in their head for do this? Yes, and let that bring you joy. Let that bring you joy. So, affirm yourself. Know that you are safe even when you don't feel safe. And know that you are in control of you and your wellness. And you can do everything that you need to control that narrative for you. So I will see y'all tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We are here. This is my emotional labor for what we are going through. And let me tell you, this is all I got. This is all I got, and this is all I'm giving, because this is big. To do this Monday through Friday is a lot. So know that I love y'all, and know that I do it because we need it. So until tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Bye.
Love you too. Bye, guys.